Story 1.
I don't often seek help from strangers on the internet, but I am so lost and distressed and don't know how to proceed. A friend whom I've known for 9 years and worked alongside for 7 of those has ghosted me after borrowing close to $10K. I initially lent him $800 by e-transfer after he sent me a message with some sob story, and I helped him like a fool. I've lent him money many times in the past and he has always paid me back. He is a roofer by trade and is struggling financially. He had a contract for a job and asked me to pay for the materials so he could complete it and pay me back the $800 he owed me. I ended up giving him my credit card along with the PIN. Obviously, a terrible mistake. Anyone who wants to point that out might as well. I feel like an absolute idiot already. He essentially maxed out my credit card with the materials, gas, groceries, $500 to a mechanic and other miscellaneous expense. I still thought I would be paid back in full after he completed the job. I worked with him for 2 days to get the job done, and on the second night there was a huge rainstorm and the incomplete roof leaked. The homeowners are freaking out understandably. He called me in the morning telling me that the roof leaked, and I needed to go help him on the job. I went to the job site, and he never showed up. I spent the day finishing the roof and trying to smooth things over with the owners. Their insurance company sent over an emergency crew to remove parts of the ceiling and wet insulation. The damage is pretty severe. I don't know if their home insurance is going to cover all the damage. My friend is not running a legitimate business. He has no insurance. He hasn't picked up his phone or answered a single text message. He left his apartment and wife and took off on the road. She reported him missing and possibly suicidal. He was picked up by the police and evaluated at a hospital and released. I am still trying to work with the homeowners to complete the job and recoup some of the money, but I have no written agreement and I feel like they might just be using me with no intention of paying anything. I've called my bank and explained the situation, and the fraud department is going to contact me, but I have little hope of anything coming of that. I also considered filing a police report and suing him in small claims court, though I have no explicit agreement that it was a loan with a repayment plan or anything. I just have some text messages from him that can serve to corroborate my story. I am absolutely devastated by all this and living through probably the worst week of my life so far. I'm in Quebec if that is relevant. Can anyone out there refer me to any resources that can assist me in any way? Or suggest the best course of action? After reading through my post, I seem like the most gullible sucker alive. Thank you to anyone who takes the time to read this and respond.
My opinion. I don't know the legislative system in Canada very well, but out of the common sense I would say that proving that he spent those money and you lent to him is not that hard deal. I would recommend, as always in these stories, to go to the lawyer and ask for professional advice. They work with such cases often, so, I believe, they know how to deal with this. For ordinary people such things happen once in a lifetime, well, maybe not once, but not that often anyway, but for lawyers it is a day-to-day job. They do not panic and most often know what to do. They are not emotional, etc., as well as police officers, that can give you some good advice or help, if it is within their competence. I personally always prefer to ask advice from someone who copes with the problem I'm facing on a daily basis. I'm giving that advice to you, and hope that it will help you in this case and in other situations where you do not know how to act. Story 2.
I lent a friend of mine about $5K a couple of months back. Now I need the money. He is now not returning my calls and always not there when I go to his place. I'm in my senior year and my finals are just around the corner and I can't think of anything except how could a person be this ungrateful. I went as far as selling my cell phone to lend him that money, which he said he could die if he didn't get it. He was a close friend and I can't believe he would do this to me. I even got from a credible source that he is telling people proudly that he scammed me. So, to the point, I want no sympathy, I want no money, and I don't want people telling me it's my fault giving my complete trust to him. I want ideas for payback, either legal or completely criminal. I just want revenge because I cannot think of anything except getting back my respect. If you have ever been scammed, you know the feeling. Imagine how I feel that I even know who scammed me, but feel so helpless and mad. Please tell me what to do?
Update.
Thanks to all of your ideas and responses. Sorry for whining about down votes. I don't usually do that. I think the best thing to do right now is to calm down and call either a cop or a lawyer and see if I can twist his arm into giving me my money back. I'm not going to use violence at all. I shouldn't have implied that in the first place. I should have manned up and realized that this is not a jungle and violence is not how to properly solve any problem. I was speaking out of anger, which is the worst thing anybody could do. Thank you very much, everybody. Stop giving me violent payback ideas. I was wrong to ask for it.
Update.
Seriously, guys? Front page? I never meant this to go front page, but believe me, guys, I'm not an evil person. I was quite mad and stupid to think I could solve this by any sort of violence. If I don't get my money, then, as most of you good people said, it was a lesson well learned. Thank you for your comments, Reddit.
Update.
I've gone to the police station and reported the money stolen, as advised by my lawyer, and that it was stolen from my car last night with my car's registration. The guy is supposed to leave the car's registration, which I left with him a couple of days ago in a totally unrelated incident. With our janitor this evening, I will then take the janitor to testify to this at the police station. He will be forced to settle. I'm currently thinking of getting even more money than he took to cover my legal fees. I wouldn't have contacted a lawyer if it wasn't for you, Reddit. Thank you.
My opinion. This is quite a typical situation. The basic thought here is don't give more than you are ready to lose. Now you know that your friendship costs $5,000. And the easiest solution here is to go to a lawyer and then to the police to help you out with that case. The state is made for settling such cases, bringing justice. Well, theoretically. But still, going to the police seems to be the best decision. No violence needed. And about getting more money than was stolen, I'm not sure it is the best idea. Why would you need that? Covering your expenses with a lawyer is fine, but anything more than that sounds unfair to me. Of course, you suffered here. And of course, it is up to you, but I would not do that. What are your thoughts about this story? Let me know in the comment box below. Story 3.
So, I've been living in an apartment with someone I consider to be a very close friend of mine. We got a year lease, and for the first few months everything was fine. About 4 months ago, she told me she was having money problems and asked if I could cover for her part of the rent. I've known this girl for years, so I said yes, like an idiot, and 1 month of covering for her turned into 2, then turned into 3. Finally, during the beginning of July, I put my foot down because I literally didn't have any more savings and said I can't cover for her anymore and she needs to pay her portion this month plus what she owes me or I'm taking legal action. She agreed and electronically paid me $2,800, $700 for each month she didn't pay, and I thought that was the end of it. This morning I got back from work to her being completely moved out of the apartment and a chargeback on my account for $2,800. I frantically tried calling my bank, but since we used a third-party money app, they said to contact the app instead, which has so far been useless. I've been trying to get in contact with my roommate nonstop, but it appears I've been blocked on everything. She has a stepbrother whose number I have, but he hasn't returned any of my calls yet. I have no idea what to do and have been freaking out, crying all morning. I live paycheck to paycheck, and after covering rent for my roommate the past few months, my savings were all depleted. I desperately needed that $2,800 for bills, food, medicine, etc. And now it's all gone, and I have less than $50 in my account. I feel totally cheated and scammed by someone I thought I could trust. I don't make enough on my own to pay the bills, so I'm really desperate as to what to do.
My opinion. The story sounds the same as in the previous. You should never give more than you are ready to lose. Of course, it was your friend and surely you needed that money to continue paying rent and live together. But still, it all went wrong. I would recommend going to your landlord and trying to work out on this situation. And also go to some lawyer, or, if you cannot afford a lawyer, go to the police to ask how you can work out this case. I hope they will help you. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel.